Proposition 61 is about the state purchasing prescription drugs in its health programs. California spends approximately $3.8 billion on prescription drugs each year under various programs that cover current and retired state employees, prison inmates, and Medi-Cal enrollees. The state purchases some drugs directly from manufacturers or reimburses entities that manage the state programs. And typically they negotiate and can receive price discounts. But then we also, in this measure, refers to federal programs, the Veterans Administration. And there are at the moment, this is amazing to me, 9 million veterans in the country.
In the country or the state?
In the country, 9 million veterans in nationwide. And the Veterans Administration takes care of them and provides them with drugs. It is subject to upper limits from the federal government of the prices it pays for drugs, and it often negotiates additional discounts. The National Veterans Administration often gets better deal on drugs than the state of California can. This proposal would limit the amount that the state would pay for prescription drugs to the same as the Veterans Administration pays. It would apply to most state agencies except the state's managed care program, which covers 75% of people on Medi-Cal. The state would also regularly check to make sure drug costs weren't higher than those paid by the VA. But it would not apply to purchases made by individuals. So this would be put a limit on the state and make the limit be what the feds pay for veteran medications. Supporters say that Prop 61 would make sure California is not paying too much for prescription drugs. It could save the state millions or even billions of dollars in their health care costs. It would empower the state to negotiate the same better deals for taxpayers as paid by the VA. That Big Pharma wields too much power over this segment of the state's budgets, and the public has a right to know more about that. And that recent news about huge increases on drugs shows what Big Pharma's attitude is to the public welfare. And the supporters include ARP, California Nurses Association, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, Democratic clubs, Santa Clara County, and then interestingly Bernie Sanders, Robert Reich, and the Reverend Al Sharpton. And opponents say Prop 61 would not apply to 88% of state residents, including most people on Medi-Cal. Prop 61 would remove discounts the state currently receives and would increase health costs, and that there is a great risk that in retaliation, the drug companies would raise what they charge to the Veterans Administration, or they would refuse to sell drugs to California under those circumstances, and so some drugs might no longer be available. And also the opponents say it would be awfully difficult to administer. And in addition to many drug companies, of course, who are opposed to this, the Republican Party, the California Medical Association, the College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the Business Roundtable, the NAACP, the Chamber of Commerce, and the California Psychiatric